Hey, what's going on? Y'all back with E for the streets, man. It's like it's showtime. Look, man. Um, like I said, man, I don't make a comparison to Melo and another former star who ironically played for the Knicks, bro. Do y'all not see the similarities between him and another former star? I'm gonna give y'all a hint. Play for the organization that Melo playing for now. The Knicks was in a disarray because of a bunch of trades and free agent signs that they made that pretty much handicapped them for the last decade. And I think that's going to do it with Melo too, and the whole Amari contract thing. Which I mean, they got out of that, but it took them a minute. He stymied former. He stymied the development of future stars, and he actually had a former legendary basketball player running the scenes, running everything behind the scenes up under James Dolan. I'm gonna give y'all a hint. Can y'all figure out who it is? Stephon Marbury. I'm gonna tell you something about Melo and Stephon Marbury. They are exactly the same damn player, bruh. The only difference is I give Melo a little bit of leeway because he's a small forward. Stephon Marbury was a damn point guard. He was supposed to pass the ball to other dudes and make them better, but he never did, especially when he was in New York. He was a selfish player, bruh. But they paid over $50 million to come to New York and light it up and be be another franchise cornerstone for a team where they had one since Ewing retired, and they let Spreewell go to Minnesota, and then they dumped Allen Houston. They had guys that could have been franchise cornerstones or at least co-franchise cornerstones with Spree and Allen Houston. Only thing is, Allen Houston was getting hurt, and Latrell had attitude problems like he always had when he was in Golden State. Yeah, but Melo and Stephon Marbury are exactly the same person, bruh. Do y'all not remember what the disaster that Stephon Marbury was with the New York Knicks, bruh? I'm not even a Knicks fan, and I remember that shit. I remember every day coming home, bro, watching Sports Center, and they would have highlights of just the Knicks just being awful, terrible, bro. And it was all centered around Stephon Marbury. Now, when they got Steve Francis, they kind of, I mean, now when they got Steve Francis, that was probably the low point because you got two ball dominant point guards who don't pass the fucking ball to none of their teammates. You had Nate Robinson, who was actually a nice little player. No pun intended, because I know Nate y'all like short, but he was a nice little player. Why the hell did you bring Steve Francis in? And you over there had Stephon and Nate Robinson. Then you got Jamal Crawford, Jerome Johnson, Jerome James, or something like that, whatever his name was. Jermaine Johnson, Eddie Curry, who was another selfish, lazy bastard who couldn't fucking play another bum out of that 2001 draft. Man, that fucking draft was awful. Draft was awful outside of Shane Battier, Tyson Chandler, and Pau Gasol, who all became champions. Combined, they got what, five championships? Five championships amongst them. So they get bailed out. So that draft class get bailed out just for that. Just for them three players, they get bailed out just for that. I'm not even counting the dudes who won chips as rookies because they was on because they happened to be on the Lakers or Spurs or whoever the hell was winning championships at that point. I'm not even counting them. But But Melo and Stephon Marbury are exactly the same player, bro. This dude was selfish, just like Melo was. He didn't pass the ball, just like Melo don't. He wanted to be the center of attention until everything got bad for him. And then he started to take it out on the organization and the media, kind of like Melo do now. Well, no, Melo job like cool than that. He's sucking up a little bit more. But I know it's eating at him. But then he forced his way out. He forced his way out. Stephon forced his way out. And I think he got dealt to Phoenix. I think it was like his last stop. Or was he in Phoenix before that? I think he was in Phoenix before that, maybe. No, he was in Phoenix after that. I'm pretty sure. But Melo and Stephon Marbury are the same player, bro. They selfish, ball dominant, me first, shoot first type players, bro. And Stephon, like I said, I give Melo a little bit of leeway. Stephon was a fucking point guard. He should have known better, bro. But then again, he was always like that in Minnesota. Even when he had KG, he was always like that. He wanted to show off his talent, but he really couldn't because he was overshadowed by KG, who they called the big ticket for a reason because he pretty much saved that franchise. So we got to New Jersey. Did the same thing in New Jersey. They shipped him off for Jason Kidd. That don't seem odd to you? And then he went to Phoenix, or he went to New York and then Phoenix. That don't seem odd to you that 4 teams did not want this man? Because he was selfish, egotistical. Come on, man. And now he having success in China, and he balling out. I mean, and I give him props for that, bro. But you could have made it a lot better for yourself in the NBA, bro. And Melo, the only reason why people don't get on Melo is because Melo people don't see him on that level, or at least they stopped seeing him on that level after he kept losing, and they pretty much showed him who he was. He was a chaser. He was a chaser of money, bro. And when you chase money, good things don't happen to you, bro. He chased the money in Denver, and then when he figured out the money wasn't the thing that he wanted to chase, he went to go play in New York. Then he chased the money in New York when he had a chance to go play in Chicago. Didn't want to go play in Chicago. Now he want a chance to play in Cleveland or Houston, but he still don't want to raid a damn no trade clause. Why? Why, Melo? Why? What are you scared of, bruh? This might be your best chance to get to a conference final, or not the conference final in 9 years, nigga. But you don't want to wait a no trade call? Why? Because you loyal to the Knicks? Get out of here. Get out of here. LeBron left his hometown, bruh. There should be no excuse for you. Kevin Durant ain't from Oklahoma, and he left Oklahoma City for Golden State. And that's another thing I'm going to get into. The difference between Kevin Durant and LeBron moves. LeBron left his hometown. KD left a place that he was rooted in the community because he did a lot of charity work or whatever. He played good basketball, but they don't fucking own him out there. That's why he left to play in Golden State. He didn't want to play with Russ. He knew that they was better together. He seen what Russ could do while they was both on the court together. So he was like, I figured, look, why can't he do that by himself? I can do my thing and still be productive. Hell, even more productive on less shot. Save my career. You know what I'm saying? Extend my career and all that. And still play the best basketball of my life with a teammate that's actually going to pass me the ball. Or teammates, plural, that's going to pass me the ball. And then he seen what Harden did. His first couple games in Houston, he was like, oh man, yeah, this dude, exactly what I thought he was going to be. A star. He see Harden lighting it up by himself. He see Russ lighting it up by himself. He saw LeBron do it. I'm up at my earpiece fell out. But yeah, he seen all these people do it, man. He was like, yeah, why can't I do it myself? That's why KD left Oklahoma City. LeBron left for totally different reasons, which I'm not going to get into because we all know what the rumors are. Hell, they might even be confirmed. But you let dudes run you out of your city because of rumors? That's the difference between KD and LeBron. LeBron a coward, bro. And y'all can call KD whatever y'all want, bro, but he just made a basketball decision. LeBron made his decision based off emotion, bro, and personal feelings. Trust me when I tell you, I know that for a fact. That dude don't just shut out everything that people say on social media, that people talking about. It was in his ear. That's why he left. On top of D Wade being his man, that was the secondary part. That he could take less money, that he could take a max contract and play with his man. But the first thing was he gotta get the hell out of Cleveland because he felt he felt like people was, you know what I'm saying, was doing him dirty. He let personal feelings get in the way of his, you know what I'm saying, get in the way of him capturing the title for Cleveland the first time. But back to Melo. You see all these moves being made. Paul George going west. Paul George going west. CP3 went west. Kyrie went to the Celtics out there. Thomas went to Cleveland, bro. It don't guarantee you a championship in the East, nigga. So why go somewhere, bro? Do not stay in the Knicks uniform, bro. I'll be so disappointed. I won't even watch the games no more, Melo. Because I can't take it no more, bro. You stifling Porzingis' development, bro. And plus, you are... The Knicks are so sorry, bro. Even you can't save them, bro. And you not that type of player. Your game is not evolved, Melo. Your game is simply an isolation game, bro. That's all you are. You are an isolation scorer. You don't even barely drive no more like you used to. I remember this nigga used to do like reverse dunks and Wilmo dunks and shit back in Denver when he was younger. Now this dude is strictly an isolation player. Kevin Durant can do that. James Harden can do that. But they got facets of their game that they worked on, that they've developed to make them more than isolation scorers. Melo hasn't done that, bro. Which is why he is a player that will never win a championship on his own. I mean, nobody can win a championship on their own. But he is not the player that can be a number one option on the team, bro. Not no more. Melo need to get the hell out of New York, bro. He gonna end up just like Stephon Marbury, bro. Going from team to team, team to team. Well, unless he wear that damn no trade clause he not. He could be a two team guy like KD or LeBron. Well, knock on wood, because LeBron might leave, but he could be a 2-team guy. You know what I'm saying? And not win shit. I don't think Melo wants to win, bro. I really don't. I think he want to make the most money as he wants. Stay in the spotlight in New York, and you know what I'm saying, retire. You know what I'm saying, in the spotlight in New York, bro. With his name in the what's the name? His jersey in the Raptors, because he gonna be a Hall of Famer. So they retire him just because of that, not because of anything they did with the Knicks, because they ain't do shit. But Melo gonna be in Stephon Marbury territory, bro. He gonna be in Carmelo territory, bro. He gonna be in Reggie Miller territory. He's gonna be loyal to a fault, bro. Shout out to Dom 2K, bro, because he came up with that title for one of his videos, Loyal to a Fault. But I'm a title this video, Melo equals Stephon Marbury. Because that's exactly who he going to end up like. He's going to end up like Stephon, bro. Unless he wear that no trade clause. But anyway, man, I'm out.